Hello and welcome. We decided now that the series is done and dusted, let's do a fun act. Let's try and rate the batters. We will also rate the bowlers in our 5 p.m. show today. In fact, we will rate every player who played in this team, not somebody who played one test match or something like that. So we will not rate Anshul Kamboj. Don't think that we will be harsh on a young player like that. That's not the point here. The point is to be fair. The point is to assess the batting unit and the bowling unit, and also try and understand where India can get better. So alongside the bowling unit, we will also talk about the coaching staff. So we will try and rate the coaching staff there. So this particular video, we will start with the batters. So why don't we start with the openers, Gargi? On 10, is that okay with you? On 10, yeah. Shall we rate the batters on 10? Yes. So let's start with who? Jaiswal?
Should we rate out of... No, not 5. 10 is fine. 10 is a better scale.
Yeah, because then we can actually... Because we are bringing in multiple parameters. Pressure, decider, new ball, confidence, impact. We've done all our research. I mean, the two of us were talking about all of that. So we are actually rating out of 10 with all of these parameters in mind. Why don't we start with who? Right? Rahul or
Yashasvi
Jaiswal? Jaiswal.
We'll go with the batting order. Yes. Yashasvi Jaiswal. Out of 10, I would rate a 6.5.
And define it why.
You've got the 200s. You've got the perfect bookends for this tour. You start with 100. You end with 100. But what I really wanted to see from a Yashasvi Jaiswal is more aggressiveness, as in the innings that he failed. Yashasvi Jaiswal has always been the kind of opener, or always has been the kind of batter that puts the pressure back on the opposition time and time again. In some of the innings, you look at it, when Yashasvi Jaiswal failed, there was immense pressure on the lower middle order. Sometimes it went that far. KL Rahul was left alone to negate the new ball far too many times throughout the series. And I thought Yashasvi Jaiswal, after the Australia performance, where we saw a similar performance, he peaks at the very start and sort of goes downhill. Now, in this case, you've got 100 here at the Oval as well. But when you think of those, he got that 80 as well, which we will not discount, obviously. But again, let's not say 6.5. Let's say 7.5, because chalo thoda, he has had an impact. But I was just expecting more, because Yashasvi Jaiswal has set the bar that high. And I wanted to see him face the new ball. I wanted to see him put, while the new ball is on, while the new ball is still new, I wanted to see him put pressure back on England. And KL Rahul was left alone far too many times.
Let me quickly add to that, and I'll do Rahul, and she can just add to the Rahul. That way we can complement each other better. I thought I would have given a 7, and that's why I smiled when she said 7.5. Because I would have given Jaiswal a 7 for 2 reasons. Why? 1, in my book, anyone who plays the new ball gets a 0.5 grace. When you're playing the new ball in England and Australia, and you ended the series with 200s, you get a 0.5 grace. Also, the fact that you had the fuel left in the tank for a final 100 in the decider, in the second innings of the decider, in my book, you have matured as a cricketer. Yes, you got your lives, you got your opportunities with the 2 drop catches. A point that Ben Stokes alluded to in the press conference also, a Harry Brook drop and a Liam Dawson drop. And by the way, Liam Dawson, you dropped Shubman, Gill, and you also dropped Yashasvi Jaiswal. So Liam Dawson, those 2 drop catches. But Yashasvi Jaiswal, for me, because of that second innings 100 at the Oval, I thought gets the 7. Yeah. I would have given him 7.5 or even 7.75. But Yashasvi Jaiswal, the catcher, and Yashasvi Jaiswal, the fielder, in my book, wasn't up to the mark. And Yashasvi Jaiswal, the catcher, he's a young man. He's got ability, he's got agility, he's got physical, he's fast and all of that, and reflexes are good. Yeah. So Yashasvi Jaiswal, the fielder, can get better. So in my book, 7. KL Rahul. Except that last test match, I thought KL Rahul batted one of the best that I have ever seen. Someone who has the ability to score that 100 in South Africa. We never doubted his ability, but someone who never really blossomed as a test cricketer. You know what I mean? Someone who has an average of 35. Now, there is a reason why KL averages 35, and I'd explained this to Gargi, that I don't think he got that top dog status in the dressing room. He got that top dog alpha male status with Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma around. He was pushed up and down the order. Multiple times his position was not secure. In the order, where is he batting? KL Rahul was expected to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in doing that, the versatility of KL Rahul, the ability of KL Rahul actually proved counterproductive in KL Rahul's case. After the retirement of Rohit and Virat, what has happened? KL Rahul now knows that he is your opener. He is your number one opener. The team will bank on you. And this is Gargi's story, which I thought was excellent. That KL Rahul, when he was told, and her sources told her that KL Rahul was actually spoken to, that you take more leadership, don't fade away on the pitch, give more advice to Shubman, be more active, I thought has done yeoman service to KL Rahul. And overall, the impact KL Rahul has as leader, has as a player, as a batter, as a contributor, was sensational. I will give KL Rahul 7.5. Again, I will deduct 0.5 for the two important drop chances. One of Jamie Smith, which proved critical, and one because of that run out that he and Rishabh Pant were involved in, which perhaps was the turning point of that Lord's match. So when I'm assessing, as I said, I'm assessing overall, I would have given him an 8. But in my book, that 0.5 gets deducted because of that Lord's run out and that drop catch. But otherwise, I'm hugely impressed with KL Rahul.
I would say 8.5. If you were to, because I thought we were only rating on batting and not the other things.
Okay.
But thoda all round lena padega. But if you asked me to rate KL Rahul with only the bat, I would say 8.5.
Failure at the Oval. That's why both innings failures at the Oval.
I think that Rishabh Pant run out now, whoever's call that was, or whatever was
individual milestone.
Yeah, individual milestone. Whatever the conversation was between the two batters, it was not necessary for the team, for KL Rahul to get that milestone before lunch. It was not a necessity for. It did not make sense that was the mindset at that point that cost you the game.
I agree. That is why I said what I said. Number 3,
Sai Sudarshan or Karun.
Take both, but we are both dissatisfied with both these players. At number 3.
So out of 5, I would rate Sai Sudarshan 4.5.
That's high. You're giving Sai out of 10 or out of 5.
Out of 10.
You said out of 5. That's why I was.
I was going to say कि जिन्होंने उतना टाइम नहीं खेला है उस पोजीशन पे उनको 5 से करते हैं, but then I thought नहीं 10 से ही, because
नहीं, अगर 5 से आप करोगे तो 2.5 से ज्यादा नहीं दे सकते।
नहीं।
आप 4.5 बोल दिए इसलिए
4.5.
I think she's right. I think Sai Sudarshan doesn't get more than 4.5 even in my book. He was good in patches. He showed resilience, for example, in that 38 at the Oval. He showed resilience and potential in the 60 that he got. But when you get a 60, you get 100, and it could have turned a new leaf for Sai Sudarshan. That did not happen. So India's number 3 position, to be fair and to be honest, is still up in arms. Do we have a settled number 3? We don't. Sai Sudarshan maybe is still the front runner. Nobody is doubting the fact that he has potential and he has talent, but he needs to improve, show intent. He needs to convert starts. He needs to know that in critical situations, he cannot gift his wicket away or give it away. Sai Sudarshan, man for the future, but at this point in time, I tend to agree with Gargi. 4.5 is a just rating for Sai Sudarshan. Karun Nair? 3?
Karun Nair 3. That 57 was very
maybe 4 because of the catches.
Because of catches and the 57. And the 57 that brought you a miracle at the Oval.
Correct. I
without
agree.
that 57, you wouldn't have been here. You wouldn't have had 375 runs on the scoreboard. You wouldn't have had the opportunity to send Akashdeep as the night watchman. Not that Shubman Gill came out and scored a lot of runs, but still, you saved 2 of your batters at that point, 2 wickets or even 1 wicket if you saved, or a pure batter that you've saved is.
But both the first innings.
Job done.
57. I mean, you allowed for the match.
You allowed for that to be set up, is what I'm saying. अगर Karun Nair उससे पहले कहीं भी out हो जाता, तो maybe Shubman Gill would have gotten out early, और शायद आगे का भी कोई batter out हो जाता. Sai Sudarshan और no, sorry.
नहीं, ये first innings में था 57. So वो मैं आप जो कहना चाहते, I mean. The context वो नहीं था. I understand what she's trying to say. She's trying to say that 57, the impact of the 57 is what she's trying to say. I mean, she got it mixed up with the second. That's not the point. The point is that the impact of the 57 is gold. I mean, when you say 225 is what a team has got, and one of the batters have got 57, that is a massive innings. So in that context, Karun Nair's 57 is worth in gold. Second innings 19. I will also say that partnership of 35-40 was as important because these are critical runs.
It's been confirmed that
He's got a broken finger.
His finger was broken on the very first delivery.
Correct. And despite that, he batted on.
Yeah.
Despite that, he continued and scored those 19 runs and showed valor and chivalrous effort. Again, when we are celebrating human spirit and we celebrate a Bashir and a Pant and a Vokes, we also must celebrate Karun Nair, who batted on with an injured finger. Karun, I don't think, has done justice to what he could have done as a batter, but we'll still give him 4. Gill? 8.5, 9 as a batter, 8.5.
9 as a
8.5.
Captaincy, maybe that can be another video.
Captaincy alag se. Captaincy alag se.
Lekin agar as a batter, 9. 9 out of 10.
I tend to agree. I would give 8.5 for 2 reasons. Lords, the two innings, Gill did not manage to pull his weight, especially in the second innings. Had Gill pulled his weight, India could have won that match. And at the Oval again, on a challenging wicket, he did not pull his weight. He could have broken Mr. Gavaskar's record. Not to take away from the fact that that Manchester 100 for me was his best ever Test 100. So when I talk about Shubman Gill, I remember Leeds, under pressure, doesn't score in Sena, comes to this country, India will lose 0-5. The captain puts his hand up and scores a massive 100. But 147, he got out there. It's still seeming yesterday he got out there at mid-wicket. Had Shubman Gill carried on, India could have won Leeds. Birmingham, he made amends. He just did not give England a chance. The 269 was just magic. Pure magic. And then he comes back and scores another 150 in that second innings. So Gargi is right. 8.5 is what I'm giving. She's giving him 9. For me, Lords and Oval. These are the two challenging, relatively challenging wickets. And Gill, that incoming delivery remains a concern as far as I'm concerned. Something that he has to work on. No one's perfect. But for me, batter Gill has turned a new leaf. That entire Sena debate is out of the window. He gets 8.5.
Rishabh Pant. Is there even a scale for Rishabh Pant at this point?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, you tell me.
No, I do have a rating, and I think the rating here is for that valor, he gets 1 extra point. वो तो चलो आप वो measure ही नहीं कर सकते जो the bravery and the heart and the courage that he showed you. You can't possibly put that on a scale. But as a batter, I think 8.
I was hoping Gargi would keep it at 8 and not say 9, because there have been a couple of instances here where Rishabh did the run out and Rishabh did throw his wicket away. Shoaib Bashir, and he hits him straight down that fielder's throat at long on, where his ego took over yet again. Rishabh Pant.
Even that shot that resulted in his broken foot.
The foot. These kind of shots, Rishabh Pant. But Rishabh Pant, you know, the impact. Rishabh Pant is a generational great. I've said this a million times on our shows. I think he's India's best red ball batter. I say this with everybody in mind. He can do anything on the cricket field. He can play any shot. His defense is as good as his offensive technique. He can do the Harry Brook. He can do the Joe Root. He's that good. And that's what the beauty of Rishabh Pant is. I think he will retire with 25 Test 100s. He's already got 7 in Sena. He got 2 in Leeds, back-to-back 100s. He has been magical in this series. Then a 74, then to do that 50 in Manchester, which helped India batting with that broken foot. Every time Rishabh Pant comes in to bat, you realize that the opponent is under pressure. But he must learn that he cannot let ego take over. And that's what happened. Had Rishabh Pant stayed on, you think of the context of these games, had Rishabh Pant stayed on, Lords, Rishabh Pant, that match, had he closed out, Jofra Archer, had he been able to close it out, we would have given him 9.5 on 10. But I think 8 is a very fair rating, and I entirely agree with Gargi. Rishabh Pant for us gets 8 out of 10.
Now Ravindra, the man, Jadeja, the ever consistent Ravindra Jadeja, 9.5.
I will give him 9. I will give him 9, but 9.5 is also a fair.
Look at the impact that he's had. Number 6, every time you've asked him to come and perform, every time you've asked him to save the match, he saved the match for you. I don't have any complaints from Ravindra Jadeja whatsoever. That out that he got last time around, Josh Tung, that delivery, I mean, he couldn't have done anything at that point.
Agree, but again, my two critical bits, when I'm giving somebody 9, you must understand it's near perfect is what I'm saying. She's giving 9.5. I'll give him 9.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Ravindra Jadeja in the first innings at Lords, that leg side tickle, when you know that after you it's 9-10 jack, You know that you've taken control of the game. You can take a 30-40 run lead. You can perhaps bat England out. You will bat fourth. Take control of the game and kill it. शेर जब लेटा हुआ होता है, उसको वहीं पे रख के मार दो. That's what India did not do at Lords. And that's what, by the way, that was not my statement. That was Sachin Tendulkar telling MS Dhoni at the start of the CB series final, number 2 in Australia in 2008. Tendulkar had an injury. Dhoni went to Tendulkar's room and said, take rest in the second game. Tendulkar said, शेर जब लेटा हुआ होता है, उसे वहीं पे रख के मार दो. Don't let Australia come up. I will play this game. And he scored a 90. That's why I gave you that example. Ravindra Jadeja has been chivalrous. Valor, courage, determination, resilience. Maybe that Lord's effort in the first innings could have given India a 40-run lead. That is the only reason. That is the only reason I am giving him 9 and not 9.5. Washington Sundar, our last batter.
Ooh,
I'll give him 9.5.
I'll give him 9.5. Maybe I'll even
9.5. Washington
10
Sundar, नहीं.
10
10
को
नहीं,
मिलेगा.
because Lords जीता नहीं पाया. 0 पे out हुआ Lords पे.
बिल्कुल.
That is why.
लेकिन also because of the unexpected.
That's why I said.
Nobody expected.
That is
कि
why I said
Washington
9.5.
सुंदर आके सेंचुरी बना देगा. मैनचेस्टर में Washington सुंदर आके 2 सेंचुरी बना देगा. Who would have thought? 800 कौन बनाएगा?
But आपने 200 बोल दिया. वो ओवल वाला 50, ओवल वाला 50 100 से बराबर.
आके जो impact उसने किया है, I think that will be remembered for a very long time. Plus the wickets that he took. You
All-rounder.
9.5.
I tend to agree with this one. Washington Sundar is my biggest unlikely batting hero of this series. Imagine someone would have come and said to us in Manchester that, you know what, Washington Sundar will get 100 and come and save this game for you. I said, what? What are you saying? Imagine Washington Sundar 0 for 2, 200 for whatever, coming out and saving, playing out the new ball against Jofra Archer and Bryden Cass and Chris Smokes and saving the game. You know, no, I wouldn't have believed
How
it.
much did you rate Shubman?
Shubman 8.5.
8.5. You should give him 9. You know for what? That KL Gill partnership at the Old Trafford. 2 sessions without a wicket.
Yeah, I mean 8.5, 9. We are there, but Washington Sundar gets 9.5 from me. Washington Sundar has turned a new leaf. The India's unlikely batting hero, Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar. Nobody, boss. Come on, 300. How many runs did you win by? 5 or 6. How much did Washington Sundar make? 53. How many did he add with the last wicket? 50 runs. 323 for 9, and that's what it was Washington Sundar time. Ati Sundar. That's why we will give him 9.5. Washington Sundar for me is the Indian unlikely batting hero of this series. I think that ends our batters. That ends our batters. We are back at 5 p.m. We are back at 5 p.m. with our rating of the bowlers. Thank you very much for